Right, lads, what I'm going to do today is make a couple small changes to two decks. One of them is for Aurelia. The reason I have the Strip Mine in the Wasteland is it became apparent that I need ways of dealing with non-basic lands. Lads starting to play them more, Cabal Coffers especially, so I need a way of taking that out in every deck. So I've got this Wasteland. I actually have another copy. I had these from my vintage collection, so I run two in my John vintage deck, leaving me two that I'm not playing with. Sigarda has one. She's had one for ever since I built her because I love the art. I love Una Fricker's work. I think I'm only missing one card from her. Pale Bear, I believe. I'm not sure. Maybe she didn't do that one. I'll have to look that up and find out what I'm missing from her. And then I've got this. I don't know what the hell this is from. Some anthology set. I don't know. So it's got an Antiquities booster logo. Antiquities set logo. But it's definitely not Antiquities because it's white border. Maybe it couldn't be Renaissance because that was French or Italian. That was not English printing. So I've got it, and I'll see if that's what. Well, first I'll check and see if Aurelia has any way of dealing with bullshit lands, as the genie calls it. And then, if not, I'll give her either the Wasteland or the Strip Mine. Probably the Strip Mine, because she has no way of getting it back. Well, no, I've got Sun Titan. I lied. I have Sun Titan to get it back, so I get Strip Mine a lot. But in a multiplayer game, that's not really a good idea. So, who is Aurelia? What does she do? Why do I have this deck? Why don't you have this deck? Aurelia is a 2 double red, double white, 3/4 hasty angel with vigilance and flying. Whenever she attacks the first time each turn, untap all your creatures, even if they didn't attack. So if you tapped some creature for some value, when she attacks, it untaps, so you can get more value. That's value. And after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. She likes punching people in the head twice. So, there we go. It's my Boros Commander deck. Right, what I'm wanting to put in is this Goblin Surprise. So 2 red, instantly choose 1. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Or create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. I thought I would simply take out, I'll put that there, the, what the fuck is it called? The 1 double red sorcery that creates 3 goblin tokens. I thought I would take that out. But maybe that's not the best thing to take out. Maybe something else is. So let's take a look. Okay, Trash Master, I just got this guy. And he's going to be funny, so he stays. Lands, I'm not taking out 80 lands. She's running 37, 36, so she's right at her land count. No. Especially not when they can give somebody vigilance and haste until end of turn. Rabble Master. Rabble. 2 red for a 2/2 Goblin Warrior. Other goblins attack each turn. Okay, so he's a goblin that brings goblins into play. I don't think they have to attack each turn, but they might as well do something. Legion Loyalist comes out on turn 1. If I attack with 3 more creatures, my creatures gain first strike and trample. And it cannot be blocked by tokens this turn. Goblin Bombardment, yep. Oh, you're going to wipe the board? I'm going to wipe your face. Soul Snare. This just sits there. It's a rattlesnake. So 1 white to cast, 1 white to use. Sacrifice it. Exile target creature attacking me or planeswalker I control. Red-white. They're not... Ramp isn't really heavy in those colors. I mean, white has Tithe. White has Archaeomancer's Map. But as far as getting the lands down, it's a bit difficult. So I've got this Terrain Generator. I use this in a number of my decks that don't have much ramp in order to get lands down. So if I'm drawing cards, this will help me push my land count higher by Yeah, okay, so it costs 2, and you have to tap it. So essentially it costs 3. But at instant speed, you can drop the land in your from your hand into play. So at the end of the turn of the opponent preceding you, if you've got a land in your hand, and you don't want to drop it on your turn, let's say you have 2 lands in your hand. So you've got 2 lands in your hand. You spend 2, tap this, put 1 into play, then on your turn you play the second one. Acceleration. Acceleration is nice. Sword of Fire and Ice is definitely staying in. Beacon of Destruction. There's a game where I was playing against Cube, and I'm not sure if it was Aurelia. Might be the other deck that has Beacon of Destruction. So I played it on curve. It gets shuffled back in my library, and a turn or 2 later I drew it again and did it again. And I think I killed his commander twice. Crinkle Mob Boss. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So tap, put X goblins into play. X number of goblins you control. So he's tapped. Aurelia attacks. You can tap all your creatures. So you can tap him again, and you get even more goblins. More goblins is good, right? The Rebel Master and his friends. Sun Titan, he's definitely not coming out. Arcane Signet, not coming out. Mark of Asylum. This is in here to, so if somebody plays Starstorm, if I play Blasphemous Act, anything like that, it's just an easy, well, let me make sure that I need that, now that I think about it. Skull Clamp, making a lot of goblins. Sometimes I want cards instead of those little bastards. This guy, he costs 6. He got 6, he's a 5/5. Beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and melee until end of turn. There are a lot of good targets with this deck. And I don't know, the 6 mana, that kind of pushes him higher than I want him to be. So I'm not sure if I want him in this deck. Let's put him up here. Othari Sun's Glory. 3 red white for a flying lifelink hasty phoenix. 3/3. Okay, when it attacks, I get an experience counter. What do you want? You're not going outside. I don't have anything else that gives me experience counters in the deck. So this is the only way to get them. Do I want this guy? I mean, okay, flying lifelink haste. He's red-white, so this guy makes him into a 5/5 flying lifelink haster if he's in play. But then I also get the rebel tokens, tapped and attacking. So I get more creatures. And they don't go away at the end of the turn. A lot of the effects that do this, well, a number of them, like Geist of St. Traft for 1, exiles a creature at the end of combat. So the angels that Geist of St. Traft creates, you exile it. You don't get to keep it. You don't sacrifice it, so it doesn't trigger a sacrifice. Going to the graveyard effects, it just poof, gone. Same with Niketo Warpride. The tokens it creates also get exiled, just poof, gone. No, because oh man, that would have been so much fun with Korvold. I mean, Korvold has it anyway. He's got Niketo Warpride. But if I sacrifice the tokens, oh shit. Okay, how many creatures do you have? 8. Okay, I attack you. I create 7 of these tokens. And if I sacrifice them, and I drew 7 cards, and Korvold got +7, you know, you got 7 1/1 counters. Oh man, but it doesn't work like that. No. This guy does, though. So, I think I'm pretty sure I want to, well, let's put him up there. Balefire Liege, he is definitely staying in. 2 triple red, triple white, 2/4. Other red guys I control get +1/+1. Other white guys I control get the same. So other red and white guys get +2/+2. If I play a red and white spell, it's basically the Lightning Helix. Because whenever I play a red spell, it does 3 damage to target player. Whenever I play a white spell, I gain 3 life. So it's a Lightning Helix that can only hit my opponents. Goro, Disciple of Ryusei. I have him here, one, because he's a goblin. So he doesn't give blanket haste. I have to spend red to give everybody haste. But fair enough, that's not a high cost. I've never activated this. Create the Dragon Spirit token of flying. But it's an option, it's a line of play. Since he comes down early and can give things haste, I better keep him because the deck wants to attack. That's why I'm thinking about taking out Duke Older Rivengard. Because the deck wants to attack early and often. It doesn't really want, early cost 6 alone. Ogre Battle Driver, 2 double red for a 3/3 Ogre Warrior. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield on my control, it gains +2/+0 and haste until end of turn. So he doesn't give himself haste. Which, if you think about it, the reason he's giving them haste is because he's whipping them into a frenzy. Literally. If he whipped himself, that'd be pretty funny too. He turns around and starts smacking his ass with his whip and going, oh, yes, I'll attack. Quit, don't hurt me. Burrow Signet, Bitter Ramp, Heroes, God of Victory. 2 red-white for 7/4 Indestructible God. Creatures you control basically get menace. It can't be blocked except by 2 more creatures. So my creatures have menace. That's what it says in so many words. Prevent all damage that we dealt to attacking creatures I control. So my attacking creatures during combat kind of become indestructible. Jesus Christ, I shouldn't do this so late at night. War Leader's Call. Run 1 red-white. My creatures get +1/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, it deals 1 damage to every opponent. Sounds pretty good in a deck that makes a lot of token goblins. So that's why I'm thinking, maybe instead of taking out the whatever the hell it is, I can't remember what it's called, but fucking let me find it. What the hell is that goddamn thing called? Where is it? The Hordling Outburst, that's what the fuck it's called. So maybe instead of taking this out, I should take out something else for the Goblin Surprise. Surprise, motherfuckers! It's goblins coming to bite your ass. So I'm gonna put that there while I think about it. Land. Hey, all my bonus enchantments become more expensive to cast, and in a pinch, I can just sacrifice it. Just poof, sacrifice it, and destroy an artifact or enchantment. And then Sun Titan can say, I return it to the battlefield by merely entering the battlefield. Land. Dicto, Shrine to Nyx. Land. Command Tower. Land. That's a hell of a land pocket. Talisman of Conviction. Mana Ramp. Keep it. Basri Cat. What do you want? Why do you keep me out? What is it, Max? What do you want? Meow again. Go ahead. Meow. So Basri Cat. 1 white. Put a +1/+1 counter on one target creature. Gains indestructible until end of turn. Or -2. Whenever one or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Huh. Oh yeah, and then Emblem. Well, wait, let me think this through. Whenever one or more non-token creatures attack, I create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Is that really that useful? Because they have to be non-token creatures. So how many creatures do you typically have going into combat? 4 to 8, maybe. There's a lot of attrition, a lot of board wipes, a lot of pinpoint destruction. Creatures get killed in combat. Create that many soldiers that are tapped and attacking. Now, if I had the War Leader's Call, that's more damage. And then if I have Gallop Bombardment, I can always sacrifice them if I need to. But it is more soldiers. I haven't had him in play yet to see how he really performs. So let's keep him in there until I can really play him. This guy, you're probably thinking this is the weakest card in the deck. Oh no, not at all, Monfer. So, 2 in a red, Gitu Slinger. He's a 2/2 Nomad with Echo. So when he comes into play, it deals 2 damage to a creature or player. There's a good number of utility creatures that their toughness is 2. So he comes into play and kills something. And then during my upkeep, he goes away. And then I have to figure out a way to get him back, like Sun Titan or Sword of Light and Shadow. He has proven his value in this deck. Devilish Valet. 2 in a red for a 1/3 Trampling Hasting. Wow. 1 point of power. Wow. But whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double the power. So, if I attack with him and 3 other creatures, and I've triggered Bastard Cat's -2. So I'm attacking 4 creatures. Bastard Cat says, hey, you're attacking 4 creatures. Here's 4 more. So it would double 4 times. 2, 4, 6, 8. He would be an 8/3 Trampler. That's not bad. And then if Aurelia is one of those creatures that's attacking, I would tap all my creatures, and then I can attack again, assuming everybody survived. Attack again, and Bastard Cat would say, hey, you're attacking with 4 creatures again. Here, have 4 more soldiers. So then, it would go from 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Trample. Yeah, he's too cute not to leave in there. The Reaver Cleaver. So, gives a creature trample, +1/+1, and whenever you smack somebody, whatever damage you do to them, you create them into treasure tokens. And that somebody could be a Planeswalker. Normally when you attack a Planeswalker with a creature equipped with some equipment, it triggers off hitting a player. So it's kind of like Sword of Light and Shadow. If there's a Planeswalker I really need to kill, and I've got a creature equipped with Sword of Light and Shadow, or Sword of Feast and Famine, I don't get the bonus. I just get the power toughness bonus. Because the sword wants to hit a wizard, a Planeswalker, one of your opponents, because the swords are vindictive like that. Last ditch effort. Sorry, I was thinking of the cat. He keeps meowing at the goddamn door. So, you're going to wipe the board, are you? I've got 10 creatures. Take 10 damage. Suck it. Plains, Emeria the Sky Ruin. Plains, Sunbed Canyon, Killer Outpost, Hellrider. Whenever creature go attacks. So again, this is also good at that Bastard Cat thing. So maybe a religion leave him in. So in the same scenario, I attack with 4 creatures. Bastard Cat can no, they're already attacking. They don't trigger. Because it's when they attack. And he creates them tapped and attacking. So it's not that it's the fine differences in this game sometimes really are interesting, aren't they? Siege Gang Commander comes into play with 3 chumps. 1 in a red, throw a chump at somebody, and it takes 2 points of damage. Takes 2 hot ones to the coup. Stoneforge Mystic, finds a sword, finds a cleaver, finds all kinds of cool shit. Land. Yeah, I just want to hurry up and get this through before the goddamn battery dies or anything. Okay, Elspeth. So far, though, I've not seen anything that I want to take out specifically for the Goblin Surprise. I mean, she, 4 white. Put 3/1 white soldier creature tokens on the battlefield. Neg 3, kill everything with power 4 or greater. Neg 7, my creatures get +2/+2 and flying. But I'm just making the soldiers, that's good enough for me. Every turn, 3 more dudes to beat people with. Firemane Avenger. Somebody said she's really not that great. I beg to differ. So 2 red-white, 3/3 Flying Angel. Whenever she and 2 other creatures attack, I get to Lightning Helix. And unlike the Balefire Liege, that can only hit a player, she can hit creatures too. So I can Lightning Helix creatures if she attacks with some friends. Inferno Titan. Cube. So Cube has the Sauron deck from Lord of the Rings. The Sauron deck has an Inferno Titan. And Cube, he's never played an Inferno Titan before. And then he played it with Sauron. He cast Sauron, milled 5, brought back the Inferno Titan, did 3 damage, and then on his attack, he kills 3 other things because I was playing a deck that only has small creatures. And he said, "Oh wow, now I see why you like Inferno Titan so much." And I said, "Yes." I don't like him played against me, but yes, I love Inferno Titan. Intimidation Bolt. Does 3 damage target creature. Other creatures can't attack this turn. And what's interesting is, so in a multiplayer game, if you use this spec, this guy over here is going to swing into you hard, but all his creatures are kind of big. And this guy over here, he's got some little creature that's kind of a pain in the ass. You don't want that creature around anymore. You can bolt that creature, and this other dude's creatures, they get the message, and they won't attack, even though you didn't hit a creature in their platoon. So I just find that interesting, that it doesn't say other creatures that player controls can't attack this turn. It's nice they didn't. Firemane Commando. Okay, whenever I attack 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Whenever somebody else, for some reason, attacks with 2 or more creatures, if they're not attacking me, they draw a card. So it encourages me to attack and encourages my opponents to attack each other. Kind of like Edric. Land, Adeline. Okay. Last time I talked about Adeline, I missed that whenever you attack. It's not whenever she attacks, it's whenever I attack at all. So I can play her and then attack with other things, and I'll still get the 1/1 white humans. So that's cool. I'm glad that person, I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the new lads that just joined the channel recently. But, thanks for the tip. There's so much complexity in this game, it's easy to miss things. Blasphemous Act. Deals 3 damage to everything. And it only costs 1 red. Land. Peshalik Mons. So whenever he or another goblin I control dies, he deals 1 damage to anything I feel like. And I can spend 4, sacrifice goblin, and get 2. So 1 dies, 1 takes its place, and I get another 1. Gisela, Blade of Goliath. I'm pretty sure she's the top of the mana curve. I'm pretty sure she's at the absolute top. That I have nothing else at 7. And, okay, Blasphemous Act, it says it's 9. It's not. If you're paying 9, actually, why would you even do that? Because it's reduced by 1 for every creature. So even if there's only 1 creature, it doesn't cost 9. It costs 8. 7 colorless, 1 red. And if there's no creatures, why the fuck are you casting? What's wrong with you? Why would you cast Blasphemous Act on an empty board? Are you insane? Don't do that. So anyway, Gisela doubles the damage I deal, cuts in half the damage I would take, and she can beat people. Knight Captain Navios. Another good reason to have other ways of making soldiers is I can sacrifice soldier and fog. Hall of Helios generate a lot of enchantments in the deck. Well, not a lot, but a good number. And it's nice to have ways to get them back when they get destroyed, because some of them are going to get destroyed. Some of them are going to be, priority targets. Sword of the Animist. Equip creature +1/+1. Over it attacks. Go find a basic land. Put it in the battlefield. Tap. Then shuffle. I should get a couple more of these. These are good. These are really good. Who needs one? Who could really use one? Corvold can use one, because then I have more things to sacrifice if I need to. Maybe this new Omnath deck I'm building, maybe he'll need one. Okay, Legion War Boss. Beginning combat on your turn. Create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Gains haste until end turn and attacks if able. But he also mentors. He mentors his little friends. So whenever he attacks, the weakest creature that's attacking gets a +1/+1 counter. So he creates little buddies. He shares his knowledge. He's a good guy. I like him. Let's keep him in. And he's a soldier, because he doesn't care what kind of soldier. Just sacrifice a soldier. Doesn't care. So if I need to, I can always sacrifice the war boss. Sorry, boss. You've got to take one for the team. Okay, moving right along. Hero of Blade Hold. Yeah, she stays because she comes into play. Well, when she attacks, she comes into play. Okay, she's in play. Nothing happened. She just comes down, and I spent mana. And everybody's looking and trying to figure out how to kill her before she attacks. And when she does attack, she brings 2 friends, and they all get +1/+1 until end turn. And this is where it gets funny. So when she attacks, she creates these 2 guys that are already tapped and attacking, right? But they still get the +1 bonus. Fine details. Land tax. Hey, look, it's Bibi Netanyahu's grandfather. During your upkeep, if an opponent controls more land than you can go search a library and remove up to 3 basic land cards, put them in the hand, and then shuffle. Enlightened Tutor finds an enchantment. It can find Eroas. Yes, it can. It can find a god. Religious Fury does X damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures and/or players. Tap each player dealt damage this way. Creatures dealt damage this way cannot cast non-creature spells this turn. Mountain. Regal Bunnycorn. This is just funny. I just like him. He's not coming. He comes down fast. He only costs 2. He gets really big really quickly, especially with all the token generators in here. And he's just cute and fuzzy and funny. So I like him. He stays. There's my Sword of Light and Shadow. My Sword of Recursion and minor life gain. Protection from black and white, which is great. Leonin War Leader. 2 white. Whenever he attacks, you get 2 kitty cats. Too bad they're not soldiers. That'd be even better if they were soldiers, but they're not. They're just kitty cats with a lifelink. And then there's this guy. He makes 1 kitty cat, but it is a soldier without lifelink. But he only makes 1 when he attacks or blocks, and he's got vigilance, so he can do both at the same, consecutively. He's a good guy. I like Primas, King of Oreos. Sword of Feast and Famine. Yep. Whenever you oh man, battery's going to go. Alright. Splice this together. Okay. This was supposed to be just showing 2 decks, quick changes, and what did it become? It became an Aurelia review. I still haven't found anything that I obviously want to take out. I've got 3 maybes, but I don't have enough 4 maybes. I don't have a definite yet. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Yeah. I'm not really sure if I don't want something else in here. But, I mean, it gets rid of a problem permanently. Unless they have, you know, Rift Sweeper or something like that. Then they can bring it back. Max, shut your face. Are you going to meow again? Are you done? You're quiet. Are you done? Why don't you go lay down? Huh? Why don't you go lay down? Okay, Noblesse of War. 5 red or white hybrid. Flying. Attacking creatures you can all get +2/+1. So when he attacks, he becomes a 5/5. And he makes everybody else a bit more punchy. Karma Guide. 3 white, flying, protection from black. Yeah, she's got Echo, so she's doomed to die unless I repay her mana cost. You know, I pay 10 over 2 turns. Which, I mean, if there's something big and black that I want hitting me like a fucking Phyrexian Obliterator, yeah, I might as well pay the 5 because I want to keep it around. I want to keep that Obliterator off my back. Krinko, 10 Street Kingpin. 2 in a red for a 1/2. Whenever he attacks, so again, another attack trigger. Put a +1/+1 counter on him. And then create a number 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to it. So the bigger I can make him, the more goblins I'm going to get. But they're just goblins, they're not soldiers. But in any case, the CJ commander still pick them up, throw them at people. He doesn't care how the goblins got there. All he cares about is throwing them up against the wall and smashing people. Excuse me. Settle the Wreckage. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. They can go find any number that number of basic lands. Put them in play tapped in the shuffle. Aurelia is designed to attack. My defenses are kind of weak. I mean, I've got Knight Captain of Eos, so I can fog if I've got enough soldiers to sacrifice. But it's kind of nice to have a backup plan. It's kind of nice to... Oh my god, how big are those fucking Tyranids? What's the smallest one? 10/10? And they have trample? Yeah, they all have trample and they're flying. Oh, fuck this. Make them go away. Reconnaissance. So, I met my friend today, guy I haven't seen in a while. He plays mainly CEDH, and he's gotten now into draft, so we might lose him to draft for a while. And he loves... Oh, Christ. Fucking late. So he likes Geist of St. Draft, really loves the card. And but it's not good in CEDH. And I said, you know, you can make a multiplayer deck with Geist of St. Draft. And if you do, get Reconnaissance. He didn't know, he'd never seen the card. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cards printed, so you can't know them all. And as you've seen with me, even if you know most of them, sometimes you forget the fucking name, which is annoying. But that's how the brain works sometimes. It stops. So anyway, Reconnaissance. 1 white enchantment. You attack. You don't like what's... Somebody decided to settle your wreckage. You can bring everybody back. You can say, oh shit, get away from that. Retreat. And everybody untaps and says, glad we didn't run into that shit. So if you had Reconnaissance with the Geist of St. Draft, you could attack with the Geist just without a care. Because if they're going to block him, and he's only a 2/2 on the ground, with no evasion, except hexproof, which is protection, not evasion, you can just untap him, bring him home with Reconnaissance. But that angel, the 4/4 angel that he created when he attacked, she's still coming. You know, you still got an inbound, and your opponent has to deal with that. And if they don't have many flyers, they're getting hit for 4. Unless you have buffs, and they're getting hit for more. Land, Urbrask, the haste enabler. Squee, dubious monarch. Do I really want to keep Squee? Okay. 2 in red for a 2/2 hasty goblin. Whenever he attacks, get a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That, again, tap and attacking. This shit I don't care about because I'm not going to exile things out of the graveyard. I don't like doing that. So, no. And I've got other ways of bouncing him back if he dies. Early the Law Above. 3 red white, 3/4, no 4/4. So this is funny. Early the War Leader costs 6, and she's only a 3/4. The Law Above costs 5, and she's a 4/4. And she still has flying, vigilance, and haste. She doesn't double your combats, doesn't untap your attacking the creatures that attacked. But whenever a player attacks 3 or more creatures, I draw a card. No matter who. So anybody that attacks 3 or more creatures, I get a card. Fantastic. And if they attack with 5 more creatures, anybody, me, him, her over there, that guy 2 rows down, 3 damage to each of your opponents, and you get 3 life. So I get a card, and I get a Bolt Wave. What would that be? Bolt Wave Helix? Bolt Helix? Bolt Wave is a new Sorcery Foundations. 1 red, 3 damage to all your opponents. But they don't have a Lightning Helix version of it yet. And then Soul Ring. So, we're over 30 minutes in. We've got a possibility. But what... Okay, let's first look at what I might want to take out. I didn't see a Wasteland or Strip Mine in this deck. I didn't see any way of destroying land. I could just put an Avalanche Riders in the deck. Avalanche Riders, if any of you played during Extended, you know what an Avalanche Rider is, and you either fucking hate it or you love it. No two ways about it. That son of a bitch was everywhere in Extended for a while. 3 colors, 1 red, 2/2 haste with Echo. Comes play, destroy target land. I can't remember if it says non-basic. I think it's just destroy target land. So, not only do you lose land, but you've got, you know, a creature coming at you. So, are there any of these utility lands that I can afford to lose, that I would want to lose for a Wasteland or a Strip Mine? I mean, there's that. There's Slayer Stronghold. I don't want to take out any basics, really. I need to keep the colors. The way the deck is played, it's become apparent that I really need the colors, so I shouldn't take out anything that produces color. I should only take out things that produce colorless. And I don't have that many in this deck, oddly enough. So I've got Terrain Generator. I've got Hull of Heliod's Generosity. Slayer Stronghold. Maybe in Kildorn Outpost, but it makes soldiers, so it makes more tokens. It's good in this deck. This can draw my card if I need one. This produces white, produces color. And let's see. Color. Nykthos. Nykthos has proven its value. It's not. It's definitely better than a Strip Mine or Wasteland in this deck. What about that Stronghold, though? Because I really don't think I need it. I mean, it It's perfect because it fits the theme of the deck, it fits the feel of the deck. It's fantastic fit with the deck, except it only gives Vigilant Haste to one creature. It gives it +2/+0 also. But would I rather have a Wasteland so I could deal with shit like Cabal Coffers? Let's try that. So I'll take out the Slayer Stronghold. I will try to take out the Slayer Stronghold. Man, it's in there pretty tight. Come on. If I push in too hard, I'm going to rip that sleeve, and I don't want to rip that sleeve. Okay, push it out that way, kind of. Okay, there it goes. Jesus, that was a lot harder than it should have been. So what if I take out Slayer Stronghold for Wasteland? Is that going to be a better idea? Am I going to regret that? I don't know. I'm going to find out. Alright, so let's see which of these might be better than a Goblin Surprise, or might be worse. Prevent all non-combat damage be dealt to creatures you control. The only card I have in here that I would worry about would be Blasphemous Act. There's, well, no. Is that it? I think that's it. I don't have anything else that deals damage to all the creatures. I don't have any other border wipes really. So maybe that's what I don't need. Maybe I should let go of the Mark of Asylum, because it doesn't stop people from targeting your creatures with exile. It doesn't stop them from giving them minus until end of turn. Say with the Toxic Deluge, anything like that, it doesn't stop that. It does nothing against Damnation, Wrath of God. I'm trying to think of the board wipes the lands typically play. Dealing damage to creatures. There's not, to be honest, there's not a whole lot of course, against Grayson Starn, this is really good. But that's one deck. That's only one deck. Is there anybody else that... I'm trying to think of the decks lads typically play. So Grayson Starn does damage to all the creatures. This would prevent it. Tyrannus, they just beat you with fucking huge monsters. The Eldrazi decks, they do the same thing. Hazel, she beats you with huge squirrels. Mrs. Bumblefuck, she just turtles up and then out of nowhere punches somebody in the head and they fall over dead. Really? This is only good against certain niche cards that get played. But when they do get played, it's really nice to have. Of course, I have to have it play. I have to have it out. So I'm not sure. What about this guy? So he costs 6, but he creates other creatures, copies of creatures. But if they're legendary, they're all wiping. Let's see how many non-legendary interesting attackers I might have. So he's legendary. She'd be good because I could bring 4 things, 3 more things back from the attack computers I control. We get +8 because there'd be 4 of these bastards. He's legendary. Let's see. Haste Myriad at the beginning of combat. So beginning of combat is before I actually declare attackers. So if I created 3 more Lena war leaders, then that would be 6 more kitty cats. Yeah, 3 more Regal Bunnycorns, that'd be funny. So maybe the Duke is actually pretty good. But what about Authority? I'm not really doing anything. I don't have anything else that gives me experience counters. And yeah, Flying Lifelink Haste. And he does create creatures that stay. So if the rebel doesn't die, I get to keep it. He gets to stay in play on the field. So then we come down to this. So this is Sorcery Speed. Create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. This is instant speed, and I can do one of 2 things. Some ugly fucking goblins, I'll tell you. The one at the top looks like the creatures from Critters. This, if you've never seen it, it's funny. So, it's an 80s horror sci-fi. These little bastards, only about this tall, only about 20 centimeters tall. They come to Earth. 2 bounty hunters are coming after them, and there's these little evil, nasty creatures that can, like porcupines, they can shoot poison spines from their back. They're carnivorous. They're just fucking evil. And then the humans start fighting them, and there's a scene. So 2 of them are talking to each other, and one of them says, "They have weapons," and the other one says, "So what?" And then the one that said, "So what?" he gets blown apart by a shotgun. The other one's like, "Fuck!" and he runs away. Anyway, I thought it was funny. So, Sorcery Speed. 3 tokens. So, I don't think I'm going to... These sleeves are tight. There we go. I don't think I'm going to regret this, because usually, so for 3 mana, I'd rather have drawn and play Krinko or Squee or one of the other goblins that actually does something than just create 3 tokens. Now there are cases when I would rather have the 3 tokens. That's definite. That's a given. But I only have 99 slots in the deck. The 100th slot is, of course, Aurelia herself. That's just not going in there very well. Let's see. Do I have any... Yeah, this is a non-foil, non-sleeved. Let's slide it in there. There we go. Alright, so Goblin Surprise. Okay, so an hour later, I still haven't done the other deck. I haven't made the other change I was going to. I spent a fucking hour on Aurelia, and I don't feel like I really got anywhere. But next time she goes to the Commander Night, I'll find out if I got anywhere.